Whew. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Um, so, um, a friend of mine told me to probably share, you know, um, what helps me, what helps me stick to my healthy habits. Um, and a part of why they said that, well, a part of why she said that, she says she, is because I have a series of things going on. I've been having a series of things going on. And it's funny. It's funny how I hear a lot of people always say, "Oh, I don't have enough time. That's why I don't work out." Oh, I have I have my kids, I work a lot. And there's often a lot of reasons that people give. And I'm in these people's shoes, like literal in these people's shoes, like um, day to day. As a lot of you know or see throughout the years through my social media, I'm highly involved in my kids' life. Highly, highly involved with my kids' life. And now that I said that, something just came to mind. And I think I'm just going to go right there. So, when I just moved to Washington, um, when I just moved to Washington with my partner. Yes? Huh? The TV's off? Yeah, that's because it's bedtime. Just a second. That's because it's bedtime. Sorry about that. Okay. So yeah, when I just moved to Washington, with my partner, I needed to get a job real fast. So, um, I started working for Amazon because that was one of the quick, fastest way to get a job. I started working for Amazon, and at the time, I was working nights. So I think I went into work for like 6:30 until 5 a.m. in the morning, and at the time, uh, my second daughter was born. So my second daughter was born, so I had two kids at the time. So I work um, nights, come home, take a shower. So probably say about 6, maybe about 6 o'clock, I'll hop into bed. Or oftentimes to me at the time, I hop in the closet on the floor. I'll tell you why in a bit. And so my partner used to go leave for work maybe about 8, 8:39. And oftentimes when she's leaving, the kids are waking up. Or sometimes depending on how the shuffling is with her, they will wake up say 8, 8:30. Yeah. And mind you, I literally just just fall asleep. Like I'm 2 hours in, sometimes an hour and a half. Because like I said, it depends on what time I get home. Often 6:30, and then I take a shower by 7. I'm in bed or in the closet on the floor. And by the time she's leaving, the kids are up, so I have to tend to the kids, right? And at that time of the morning, they're not gonna go back to sleep. I mean, sometimes they'll lay there with me, or sometimes what I'll do is I'll turn the TV on to something that they would really like to watch, and I'll just let them lay there with me. But they're kids, so it doesn't last very, very, very long. Also, one other way that I would do it is I would. They were young. My youngest was younger than the other one, so she was in the baby chair, locked in, buckled in, and I would make them food if um, she doesn't really have the time to make it before she goes, because it's unexpected that they wake up before she goes, so it just depends, right? And so um, if she doesn't make it, I'll get up after getting 2 hours sleep. I'll make them food, turn something their favorites on TV, and once I get that done, I literally go back to sleep. And I'll sleep. I'll turn the TV down. It won't be too loud. So, just in case, just when my youngest is done eating and ready to get out of the chair, I'm able to hear them calling me, right? Because I'm sleeping. I'm babysitting. I mean, let's just use for the sake of words babysitting, right? I'm sleeping. I'm babysitting. So even though I'm sleeping, I still know I have my kids to tend to, and my kids weren't rude kids, so like I didn't really have to worry about them doing crappy stuff. Yes, they play and they make a mess, blah blah blah, blah whatever. And so oftentimes I will ensure they have sufficient stuff that they like to play with and put it in their reach. That's how I buy myself sleep. Um, And yes, sometimes I get 2 hours, sometimes I get an hour and a half before they wake me up. It's whatever. I take what I can get. And at the time, there was also teenagers involved, so um, I would be in and out of sleep until these teenagers get home. And when they get home, is the time that I really go back to find in the closet. Like I'll literally hide from my kids just so I can get at least another 2 good hours of sleep before I have to wake up to start preparing for work again, right? So that used to help a lot. I'm so grateful for these kids, for these teenagers. I am really, really grateful um, for them, being present. Um, so that's kind of that kind of used to be what sort of a day in the life used to be like me being highly involved as a dad. And so, funny enough, too, sometimes depending on how disturbing they're being to me, um, at the time I had access to a gym that would allow me to bring my kids, or oftentimes I'll be at the track. So if I'm not at the gym that allows me to bring my kids, I'm at the track. So I'll literally like 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. or 12 noon, I'll literally take the kids, go to the gym or go to the track. I'll train, get back home, take a bath, and as soon as the teenagers come home, I will literally go hide. I go MIA. And where I go MIA is in the closet because if I go in the bed, well, sometimes I go in the bed and I lock the door, and the teenagers take care of the babies, so they kind of barricade them from coming to disturb my sleep, right? But if that gets too overwhelming, because sometimes they'll come to the door and they'll cry and blah blah blah, so I'll literally have the door. Uh, I'll 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 do the closet instead. I'll put like a fluffy towel, big blanket on the floor and my pillow, and lock myself away in the dark closet, just so I can get that darkness. And when they come in the room and they don't see me in the bed, they don't know where I'm at. So they'll behave themselves and go away, right? But if it doesn't work for me to sleep in the bed, which sometimes I do get to sleep in the bed, then I'll do the closet. And that's kind of how my life was when I came to Washington. Like I I was working, training, and I always be training because I always have my kids during the day, always. So I'll work in the night, sleep some part of the day, train, take them with me to training, and come back, and then go get another 2 hours before work. That was the early part of Washington. As time progresses, I still have that same. By the way, like back when my firstborn was born, like um, even when she was like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, those ages, she was always coming to the track with me or the gym in the car seat, in the stroller, always, because I was a stay-at-home dad, and at the time, I couldn't just get any job, so I would do night work after their mom gets home. And um, I'll literally have my kids during my kid at that time I had one, so I literally have her every time, and she's always coming to the gym with me, to the point where even to this day, if when they come over, they'll literally be the one to drag me to go to the gym because they're at home like, Daddy, I want to go to the gym. Daddy, I want to go to the gym. I'm like, I don't want to go today. So, Daddy, I want to go to, and I'll just go. I'll just literally go and do something. Sometimes, uh, sometimes it's really me who decide to go. And when I do decide to go, oh Lord, they're ready, ready, ready. Like they're excited. So my firstborn, she's always there with me, always at the gym, at the track, right? No, note, I do not give her things to do. She literally copies what I do. I literally have a bunch of toys. Like even when she was 6 months, 5, 6, 7, 8 months and such, I literally have a big blanket when I go to the track. I'll have a big blanket. I'll place it on the ground. She'll have her toys. She'll have her milk and whatever. And if she gets hungry, I'll literally have her lay on her back with a plopped up like a pillow or in the car seat, and I'll literally just have something plopped under the bottle, and she'll just sit there and suck from the bottle. But that's even before she can hold the bottle, that kind of thing. Like that's how it's used to be. So when I hear a lot of people say they can't work out because they have their kids and all this stuff, it's listen. I'm not to each his own, right? To each his own. But I'm just saying, for me, I had no problems. Um, I was fortunate to have a gym that allowed me to bring my kids. But then, even with that, like, you don't always have to go to the gym every day. You can do outside workouts, which is what I did most of the time. And because I'm a track guy, I'm a track and field guy. I'm a sprinter. I like to run sprints, right? And so, and if you are familiar with my Instagram, if you if you rewind back, like go way back in my timeline, you literally see videos of my daughter. I think at that point she was like 9 months or something like that, or 11 months or something like that, where she literally ran a whole 100 meter. I remember one time in Alaska at the Dome. Yeah, the Dome. It's an indoor track. She literally ran a 400 meter. nonstop. Like, her running, her baby running. And I couldn't get her to stop. I didn't tell her to do it. She sees me training her on the track and she literally took it on herself and she did it. I was like, damn. So when I hear a lot of parents, whether mom or dad, say they want to go to the gym but they can't because their daughter or their son or whatever, it's like, what are you talking about? Like, I live this. Like, I do this all the time. And even here in Washington, I'm able to take my kids to fitness quests. Like when I when I moved from Lacey and I came up north, that's literally where I had my kids. Like they'll literally be in there. Sometimes I'm pushing sled and that's where they're at. They will be playing. They will be playing by themselves and the moment they see me with the sled or something else, they're hopping on that thing. And sometimes the only one come on, they will come and be like, "Daddy, daddy, daddy, push me." A child will see me doing pull-ups and she will come and she'll be like, "Daddy, I wanna try." So it's like you got. I'm not gonna point fingers. I'm just saying, hearing people talking about they can't work out because of their kids. I honestly, a lot of the times, I close my ears and I walk away. I try not to get engaged in any other conversation because like it just don't make no sense to me. It doesn't. Like it really doesn't make any sense to me. Like you don't have to go to the gym every day with your kids. You don't have to exercise every day with your kids. Like you can do this thing 3 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Like alternate days. Like and you can keep that regimen, you can keep that consistency and you'll reap the rewards of being consistent from 3 days. Like it's I don't try to make any excuses. Like you know what you have to do. You're able to do it. Yes, some gyms don't allow you to have your kids working out next, like be right next to you while you're working out. Some gyms they'll charge a fee. Yeah, you may probably not be able to pay it, but like at the end of the day, like it's you spend money on way worse. Like you don't understand that having your kids um with you while you're doing certain things, it helps to build them. It helps to shape them. It helps with diverse environment for them. And funny enough, they love this thing. This is the next thing that I capitalize on that I realize a lot of parents don't capitalize on. Do you know what happens when you take your kids to the gym with you or you take them to the track with you? By the time I leave the track and I'm driving 2 minutes, 2 minutes into driving, you know what happened to my kids? They're out like a light. Out like a light. And sometimes I get home, whether it be 30 minutes, drive back home, or whatever the case is, they be out like a light. So you want a couple hours in the day, freedom? Take your kids outside, man. Go do a 30-minute workout. Do something with them out there. They'll find things. So you don't even have to give them anything to do. They'll see the flowers. They'll see the tree. I don't, when I take my kids to the gym with me or to the track, I don't give them anything to do. I literally take them and pretty much I just let them be. It's a big old track. I just keep my eyes on them all the time. I mean, not every time, but I be running and say I'm running a 200 meter and they walk here with me to the 200 meter. Sometimes they're not going to run it. So they'll walk with me They'll walk to the starting line and I'll run away. And by the time I'm done, my eyes is facing back at my kids. I'm coming back towards my kids. Like that's how it's literally been. Though sometimes they will walk across the track and they'll come meet me, right? And you don't understand there's a level of bond that you can develop. There's a level of bond that you can develop with your kids around you while you do what you want to do and allow them to be themselves. Like you don't always have to have this um, restrictive um, kind of situation for your kids. Like I literally, when I go to the track, my kids are literally loose like animals. All I do is ensure when they want water or they want food or safety situations, I am tending. I'll drop anything I'm doing, tending to them. Outside of that, they can do whatever they want. If it's something to hurt them, heck no. If a bunch of people is running around the track, back and forth, and they want to be, then I'll be there to be like, hey, you guys need to stay in this side of the track. But I just when I go, when I take them with me, all I do is ensure that they are safe. Anything else they want to do, I don't care. I'm allowing my kids to be kids. I'm allowing my kids to express themselves, to figure out things they want to do. Sometimes they will take the stroller. The bigger one, Ajaya would push Brielle in the stroller. Brielle will push Ajaya in the stroller. They find things to do. You don't even have to pay them any mind for an hour. So when you tell me, "Oh, you can't because of my kid," it's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What it sounds like, and sometimes I used to have this issue. I used to I used to I used to had to give my partner insight because sometimes she'll come and sometimes she'll wanna stop them from doing every single thing, and I'm like, yo, leave them. Like they are kids. Allow them to be themselves. They're not being hurt. They're not being hurt. They're not. They're not putting themselves. The track is normally barricaded, like fenced, and sometimes they would want to get out into the parking lot, and that's a no-no for me. And when she sees that, and she'll have a fit. Like I'll be watching her like losing it, and I'm allowing her to tend to them, but at the same time I'm dying because she's having a fit because they're gonna go through the gate. You know, cars are coming and stuff. But for me, like I am calm as hell, and I'll literally call to them and I'll walk to them. If she see them going through the gate, she'll be screaming and yelling, and she'll be running. She'll be running crazily just to go get them, just in case a car is coming. But for me, it's like my kids know not to run out in front of a car. Yes, they're going through the gate, but I remain calm and just go towards them because I don't need to yell. I don't need to scream. I don't need to panic because I know how my kids are, right? Yes, they're going through the gate. They know I don't want them to go through the gate. But at the end of the day, they're just going to go pick up rocks that is right outside of the gate, that is right before where the cars would probably pass by, that you really want to be concerned. So right on the outside of the fence, there's a bunch of rocks, and they normally pick up rocks and play with those rocks. So I know all of that because I pay attention. I am very observant with my kids, and sometimes she's there and she sees it, but at the same time, she's worried that they're gonna, I guess, walk on in the road or whatever. But it's like I said, my kids are not crazy. Like they don't have crazy behaviors, so I'm not. I don't panic too much, like crazily, when I see them doing this or I see them doing that, right? So, um, yeah, like I'm gonna make another video about this because this video is basically 26 minutes long, ignoring the probably the 30 seconds that I had to go into the room for a second. But I want to talk about this a little bit more because there's a whole lot more to this. But yeah, that's basically how training has been for me. What my life's been like when I moved to Washington and where training is concerned and stuff like that. Like those people, there's people that ask me how I do it, how I did it. It's simple. It's really simple. I'm not even kidding you. It's simple. It's simple. I yes, I may be looking over here, but the the lens is over here. I'm still trying to get used to this thing. But like it's simple, right? Uh your kids need to eat. Your kids are gonna need diapers. Your kids are gonna need water. Your kids are gonna need juice. Your kids are gonna need snacks, whatever, what snacks or food, whichever you decide to give your kids to eat. It's pretty simple. You're gonna head to the track. Be sure you have snack. You have like rice and chicken or whatever foods your kids like to eat. But I like to keep some food, or sometimes I'll buy Qdoba. Make sure you have some food, some snacks, water, and juice. And your diapers and wipes, of course, if your baby is a baby, and you know. Those are the basic, and that's literally what I will take. Like I wouldn't necessarily pack up any toys or nothing. If my daughter wants toys, she can she'll pick them up while we're going out, and I'm not gonna tell her no because you're gonna be with me for an hour, hour and a half, and you're gonna do your thing. Like I said, they come with me, they do their own thing. What I make sure, if they're hungry, they need to pee, or their safety is what I pay attention to. Otherwise, I don't care about my kids. I don't. Once they call me for water or food, and sometimes when I go, I literally will, with the both of them, I literally be like, hey, Brielle, here's your water, here's your juicy, here's your snacks. And Ajay, here's your. They don't need me. They're grown people. They're grown, doing their own thing for the next hour. Only thing that normally happens most of the time, Ajaya will find me and give me a hug. Find me and give me a hug. Daddy, I want a hug. And when she gets her hug, you know what she does? She's gone again. And you know the next funny thing that you guys don't utilize, man? When you take your kids out in public, they see other kids. You know what happens when they see other kids? They don't know you. They do not know you. That's win-win. For the next 30 minutes, 45 minutes, your kid free, for free. I capitalize on what is right there in front of me. I don't make things more complicated than it needs to be. Like, And even when they're around other kids, I pay attention. I pay attention. Oh, I pay attention. I'm kid free, but I pay attention because I don't know that kid. I don't know if that kid is a kid that doesn't basically like have any. I don't know if that kid would hit my kid. Will hit my kid. I don't know if that kid is mean. So I pay attention. And if there's something, if there's a behavior going on that is off, better know I'm gonna check that kid or I'm gonna take my kid away. And half the time I don't even check that kid. I go pick my daughter up, and walk her way back to my little area. I don't need to exchange nothing, no words, nothing to that kid. I don't need to exchange no words to the parent. I walk and I pick my daughter up and I take her back to where I'm at. I don't need to make it complicated. These parents already know their kids are a certain way. They'll talk to their kid. But for me, I'm training. That's my focus. I'm training and I'm giving my kids free time to exhaust themselves, free time to do something, find something to do, to be creative. And this is the other thing, like you take your kids to the track or to the gym, you don't realize that you're helping them to utilize their creative skills. Like they're I don't even know how to explain this. They're increasing on their knowledge on their own without you be like, hey, do this, hey, this is how. No. They learn to come up with their own creative ways, figuring out how to do something interesting based on a few things they'll see. Stones, sand, grass, flowers, like they figure out something. You're basically helping your kids develop, right? So I don't hesitate to take my kids out in environments. Sweetie, stay right there. Stay right there. Um, come. She don't she don't likes to go to sleep without being in my arms. It's just she's smiling. Um, it's bedtime, but her older sister is out. Normally she's the last to go out. But yeah, like having your kids out in environments, it helps them to develop their brain cells. It helps them to be independent. It helps them to be creative. Like you guys understand where I don't even need to delve into the deep. I'm not a scientist or whatnot, but like I've had two girls, man, and I'm a very observant person, and a lot of the times when their mom was freaking out about any and everything, I'll be the calm one, just be like, "What's the problem? My kids are safe. Our kids are safe. What are you worried about? They're being kids. Like they're not adults. They're being kids. They're growing. You gotta allow them that space, that freedom to be themselves. Because at the end of the day, I'm not growing my kids where I'm controlling everything that they do. If my role is to guide my kids in the right direction. This is what they want to do. Okay, this is the best way to do it. Well, not necessarily this is the best way to do it, but I am gonna be on the sideline, giving advice when they need it, giving my opinion when they need it. But at the same time, I'm gonna give them opinion based on what they want to do. Like I'm not gonna try to talk you out of anything. I'm just gonna be like, okay, this is This is one way, this is one way, this is one way, this is one way. What do you want to do? And they choose what they want to do, and I'm gonna be guiding them in the safest, healthiest way possible with the decision that they want to make. Like each of us are our own, man. We have what we know what we want to do. We don't figure it out exactly right off the bat, but like over time, we're able to have that idea which direction we want to go. And all we need is literally somebody to help her hold her hand and be like, okay, somebody who have more knowledge or been experienced more to be like, okay, this is what I know this from this and this and this. And they give you that information and suddenly is like that is what you needed, right? So for me, for my kids, I try to be a source of knowledge and guidance. And if it's not hurting my kids, it's not something I'm gonna say no to. Like I'm gonna be as supportive as possible. She's smiling just by me, just looking at her. She just wanna be with me right now. Right? Right? Mm-hmm. Not going to bed. What do you mean? Mm-mm. Are you feeling okay? Mm-hmm. You have to go to bed. Okay? Mm-hmm. So yeah, man. I'm not gonna take this. I could keep going on and on. And actually, you know what? This is probably one of the longest videos I've ever made for my YouTube, and I think I'm gonna keep going on. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going on. Um, so currently, even to this day, even though I don't have my kids as much like I used to before, um, let me just go to when I used to work in Seattle, and at this time, me and my partner were separated. I used to work in Seattle, and I would still have my kids 4 days, uh, 4 days a week, most of the times. So I'll have my kids overnight. I'll drop them off to school. Then I'll drive to work. After work, I'll drive to pick up my kids. You know, when I pick up my kids, you know where I'm at? At the gym. At this time, it was at Fitness Quest because that's the gym that would allow me to take my kids. Sometimes my kids would go into the daycare room, the playroom with the other kids, but most of the time my kids are with me. So instead of being on the floor working out, I'll be in the personal training room with the barbells and free weights, and my kids will be in there doing whatsoever they want to do as long as they're safe. Sometimes they will be on the elliptical, sometimes they will be on the rower, sometimes they will be on the bike. It's whatever they want, they choose to do at the time. Like I don't prevent them from doing what they want to do. Like this is my time to do my training. This is your time to just freestyle, do your own thing, figure out what makes you happy at this point. And so, morning, get my kids ready, drop them off to school, head to work. After work, pick up my kids, head to the gym, head home, get them ready for bed. Yes, they do eat. Tomorrow the cycle repeats. And sometimes, well, when it comes to picking up my kids, I never normally pick up my kids from school because by the time I get back from work from Seattle with all the traffic and all that crap, it would have been too late. So their mom would normally pick them up, and um, at the time, she'll probably change their clothes. Um, Sometimes they get showered, so when they come to the gym with me, they can't really do too much just because I'm not gonna get them showered again before bed because I'm tired. And so I would just make sure they eat and make sure I brush their teeth
and wind them down. Um, but that used to be a routine, and literally sometimes there will be. I'll go to the gym sometimes 4 days a week when I have them. Sometimes three, it just depends. I don't try to kill myself with it, like, but at least 3 days a week I still go to the gym, and because I know they like going, and it's still possible, then they come with me, and I'll still train. So if, like I said, man, like I'm not gonna point fingers. I'm just gonna share the process for me. I'm just gonna do that. Let me do that. You take whatever you want to take from it. Um, but yeah, like make sure this thing is, yeah, it's working. The microphone is working. It's not dead. Um, um, so yeah, like even with that job, so with this job, I didn't work nights like I did with Amazon anymore. So yeah, that was the routine, and now that job is gone. it's been it's been a bit of a road for me. It's been a bit of a road for me in the past for the past couple of years. It's been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster. And despite it being a roller coaster, I still try to make it into the gym at least 3 days a week. Whenever I have a lot of roller coasters going on in my life, I try to be at the gym at least 3 times a week. There's days that come where 1 day, 2 day, 3 day pass, and I don't feel like going. I don't feel like going. And you know what? I don't feel guilty. I do not feel guilty when I can't go, or when mentally I feel like, yo, I can't do this. I don't feel guilty. I don't. It's because I know myself. I know this is me, right? I've grown myself in a way that I can trust myself where this is concerned. To know that the moment I start to feel better, the gym is one of the first places I go to. I don't call friends, I don't hang out with people. The gym is one of the first places I go to. And when I go, I feel like $1 million. Even though I'm broke, I feel like $1 million. The feeling, the rejuvenation, it's just, it's just, it's just not something money can buy. I'm sharing that to say, guys, a lot of us that you see in the gym that looks fit, we don't go. Sometimes we do go on a consistent basis where it's like 4, 5, 6 times a week. I used to have those times where I go 6 times a week, but it's not always lifting weights. It's some days it's just doing core and cardio. Sometimes it's just easy workout, nothing, but it's just the consistency. So you hear a lot of posts that say you don't need motivation, your consistency will, well, if you don't have motivation, your consistency will bring back your motivation, because consistency is in fact bigger. To me, I think it's bigger than motivation, because you can lose your motivation and be consistent, and you're getting your results, but you lose you're motivated and you're not doing anything. You're just there. You're just there. You're not doing it. You feel motivated, but you're not doing anything. What are you gonna get from that, right? But consistently doing what you need to do, despite being unmotivated or whatnot, you're you're putting in the work. You'll reap the benefits of putting in the work. I'm sorry, I'm tired. It's bedtime. Um, but guys, it's sometimes a lot of us fall off track. Sometimes a lot of us that looks fit and healthy, we fall off track. Fall off track. We're humans. But at the end of the day, if we fall off track with, I feel like most of the time when we fall off track, we fall off track with training. The nutrition part of it, like once you realize that certain things is what certain things does to your body, um, you will indulge, but your brain, your mind, the you that really is focused on keeping your physique a certain way will not let you overindulge too much, right? It will not let you overindulge too much. It will cut you off. Like it will allow you if you to have it for 2 days or 3 days, and it's to be like, okay, yeah, no, you can't keep doing this because no, right? You know this is not cool. So like, hmm? You want water? All right, let me finish this video first. You wanna go get it? Okay. Send up. Let's wrap up. Okay. Okay, go get your water. Um, I eat a lot of crap. I love fried chicken and I love pineapple soda. And whenever I fall off, I do not hesitate. Well, I do hesitate because I can't have fried chicken every day. Um, I will, even though I crave it, I can't just have it every day. It's just not like, it's just not something that I can really sit and eat every day. And it's not because I try to be healthy, but it's just the appetite for it. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I don't feel like having this, but I love it. Pineapple soda though, whew, I would drink pineapple soda for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Whether I fall off or not. But the process is, and one of the things too that I love that benefits me greatly when I fall off is when I lift with a purpose. I lift with a purpose. Um, I say that to say I don't ego lift. When I do my exercises, I am building muscle. And the muscle that I'm building is longevity muscle. It's dense. So if I fall off for a week, I hear a lot of people say they fall off for a week and they lose all their strength and they lose all their gains and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, if you check it out, they're on supplements. They're on supplements. The moment you fall off supplements, your stuff fall away. But I keep it real. I keep it natural. I build build a strong foundation, and I my body is developed on that. So if I should take away training, yes, it might seems like certain things are crumbling, but because the foundation is so solid, when a house foundation is solid, it takes a while before it can really break apart. That's my body. That's how I train my body. I don't just train, and that's the same thing I try to instill in people that I coach. I try to do your program in a way where even when you're not training, you're benefiting from it. And it's crap. I should have this young lady that wanted to train with me needs to fill out my application, and I should have done something to the application for her, and I need to do it. So I'm gonna cut this video. But anyways, people that train with me, I try whatever training we're doing. or however we're eating, it's it's for it to last, not for it to for you to fall off in a week or whatever, and your 6 months of progress just starts fading real quick. Like, no, I do not I do not have time to waste. I am real. I'm real as they come. I am natural, and I I encourage others to. I mean, with society today, I know that's not easy for a lot of people to try to be, but like, do you? I do me, and yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this video. I might do a part two if I remember, if I try to put together a few things that I forget to mention in this video. And yeah, until then, you wanna say bye, YouTube? You wanna wave? Say bye, YouTube. Bye, YouTube. I'm gonna go to bed now. Oh, tell them you have a channel too. Say I have, well, me and no, well, my sister and I, we have a YouTube channel. There is a few videos on it. My daddy have not been posting a lot on my channel. So hopefully after this video, he will. Um, the name of my channel. So the name of my channel. The name of my channel is Ajaya and Brielle. AJAYAANDBRIELLE. Yeah, guys. So that's their channel, and I'll soon start be posting more content back on their channel. Like I said, life's been so it kind of took me, you know, but I'm getting back. So we're gonna be posting just like I'm posting more here for myself. I will be. Love you. Okay. All right, guys. Peace out. Ugh.